Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler platter video series videos I've been doing for a while now. We're going over there, try out food and drink items. I eat the stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that, at the time I'm doing this, folks, isn't there like a newer anime that's all about firefighters? Like, I love the fact that anime can just get away with whatever. Like, it's a purely 100% accepted media format in Japan. Just if you want to do dramas, if you want to do whatever, it's perfectly fine. Whereas here in America, cartoons, we're getting better, but still often relegated to, it's like kids. Come on, folks. Come on, folks. I grew up with Gargoyles. Gargoyles is not a fucking kid's show, man. Like, yeah, it had elements, but it's a great show. Anyway, folks, I'm inside the truck. I've got a cool shirt on. When I wear a cool shirt, I like to highlight the shirt. What cool shirt am I wearing? Boom, folks. Still wearing the Tron Bond shirt that I love so dearly. I've had this one for maybe like 2 years or so now. The only thing is I'm not sure 100% because I have this one and I have another one. One of them I ordered, another one my friend ordered for me. But they're both Tron Bond. If you're not familiar with Tron Bond, she's a character from the Mega Man Legends series of games. One of the antagonists. Excellent character. She's definitely become an icon within the Mega Man franchise. Occasionally she shows up in like Marvel vs. Capcom or other stuff. But I love her. I will always represent Mega Man Legends. That's just what I do. What else do I do, folks? Well, I go over there, I try stuff, and I talk about it. I just got through doing a couple reviews for, boom, Firehouse subs. It's actually my first time ever trying Firehouse subs and their offerings. I've got one more to go, folks, because I got 3 small subs, and boom, this one's number 3, as you can see. Which one is this? Well, this one, folks, is the Cajun chicken sandwich. And as with the other ones, it is on wheat bread. Ooh, wheat bread. Wheat bread with everything on it except pickles. It's onion, tomato, lettuce, deli mustard, and mayo. I think that's the whole thing of it. And this one's Cajun chicken style. So, this will be the final sampling that I have of Firehouse subs, at least on this run. I might come back eventually. That remains to be seen. But, so at the end of this is going to be sort of my takeaway of Firehouse. This is going to be my overall assessment, because I feel like one sub, you can have an off sub or you can have a great sub. It depends. 2 subs, again, 50-50. 3 subs, you probably have a pretty good idea of what they're offering. So, let's try this one out and see how it is. Nice big chunks of chicken. Ooh, oh, well, that all fell out. Alright. Looks like it's got some jalapenos on there, too. I guess that's to make it spicier. This one's a little bit harder to make hold together. All right. Ow. I like this one best out of the 3 that I've had. I had the prime rib steak sub, the Jamaican jerk turkey sub, and now this one. This one's my favorite. But here's the thing. I think that's mostly due to the fact that I like the spicy kick of this one. The Jamaican jerk one had a little bit of a heat to it, but wasn't particularly prominent. And with that one in particular, I felt like the jerk season, jerk sauce that they came up with for it was pretty weak. With this, although it's certainly nothing even close to being authentically Cajun, for one thing, I don't think that Cajuns typically use jalapeno peppers in their stuff, although I could be wrong. I don't have like any super authentic Cajun places near me, but so yeah, this one is my favorite, even if it did kind of fall apart when I ate it. Chicken tastes good. I like the seasoning on it. It definitely gives you some heat, even outside of the jalapenos. The whatever they marinated it in or coated it in does a pretty good job, and it's got a nice impact of flavor. The whole rest of the sub, otherwise, is essentially identical to the other ones that I had. I got them all the exact same way. So the bread tastes good. All the other stuff is fine. I think the onion probably works best with this one, because I think with the spiciness and everything, that little edge of the onion, because I'm not a big onion guy, I think it kind of actually, it sort of gives a little extra oomph without being abrasively oniony, which is kind of where my problem with onions come into play. But I will say I think that the lettuce is probably least useful here. On the one hand, it could be potentially good to sort of have like some freshness to cut through, the spiciness and the chicken and everything. But it feels very superfluous here. Like it's a texture thing. It's there, but I could probably do without it. Plus you got tomato in there to sort of add in the freshness. So that's probably my only thing that I would mention in regards to that. The rest of it's perfectly fine. Now that said, I said perfectly fine. I didn't say great. I didn't say spectacular or anything like that, because even though this is my favorite of the 3 subs that I've had, similar to the other 2 that I've had, it's good, it's tasty, it's not a bad sub. It didn't cost that much, I'll say that. It's really nothing special. Like, out of all of the sub places that I've tried, there's Subway. I would consider Subway to be pretty much at the bottom. There's a lot of them around. They're clearly doing something right. But in terms of quality, they're definitely at the bottom for me. Step above that, you have like Jimmy John's. Some people like them. The ones that I've tried didn't seem to be terrible quality, but I just didn't think it was anything special. Then once you move up from that, you have like Which Wich, Potbelly, and then Jersey Mike subs, which is the one that I did not too long ago. And Firehouse seems closest to something like Potbelly compared to something like Jersey Mike's. So I have to sort of compare it against that. And even though every sub I've had was decent, again, none of them felt special or particularly great. They're all decent. They're good concepts. But again, there's just nothing about them that really says to me, I need to come back here to do this again. Whereas with Potbelly, at the very least, I do think I probably prefer their subs, just anyway. But then they do have soups and shakes and things like that. Things that kind of make you, want to, come back, even if it's not for the sandwiches. With Firehouse, it's sandwiches, and then they got chips and, they got Barg's root beer. I'll give them that much. But I can get Barg's root beer at a lot of places. So they have to stand on the quality of their subs, which isn't poor quality. And again, it's definitely better than some options, but it's also worse than others. And that for me is kind of what my impression overall of Firehouse subs has been, is that they're good, but they're good in the way that a C+ or a B- is good. They're certainly better than dead average, but not by enough to really stand out. It's one of those things where, like back when I was in school, my grades were not typically very particularly well. And, they'd go over there and have the parent-teacher conference stuff, and I'd hear the same thing every year. Brandon's a smart kid. We really like having him in class. He participates really well. Just doesn't apply himself. And that's kind of what I feel Firehouse subs is. Like, there's potential there. I like some of the ideas that they're throwing out, but they're just not putting in the full effort. They're just coasting by. And it's like, it's fine to be better than Subway. Jimmy John's, I guess you could, depending on what your personal take is, I probably prefer them to Jimmy John's. But the problem is that you do have other options out there that definitely just feel better and more special. And like when I tried Jersey Mike's for the first time not that long ago, I was like, okay, I'm going to come back here. I'm going to try more subs from them. They're really good. With Firehouse, I mean, 2 questions have to be asked, folks. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it to other people? Would I get Firehouse again? And I'm not even just talking about this sandwich. I'm talking about in general right now. Would I get Firehouse again? No. I mean, no. Like, I want to try to give it to them. Like, for me, for one thing, they're further out of the way that I really want to go to. But then I have to ask myself, okay, just based off the quality of what I've had, would I go back again? And I mean, like I said, this one that I've done was my favorite of the sandwiches. It's the closest I've had to something that I feel is kind of unique from them. But again, the problem is I have other options, man. And I have better options. I have at least 3 Potbellies that are closer to me than this is. I have a Jersey Mike's. Hell, there's even a Subway around me, and, you know, like fucking like 8 Jimmy John's or something. There's places that for me are closer that I like more. With this, it would have to be super specific, because I'm not gonna make this trek just because again. I'm just not. Nothing I had was special enough to make me want to go over there and do this again. It's not that it was bad, it just wasn't anything special, unfortunately. So anyway, folks, that's it for me. That's for my assessment of Firehouse Sub. I may go over there and do more of their stuff in the future. Maybe if they have something really interesting come out, maybe I'll go over there and do it. But at least as far as their main menu is concerned, I feel like I've had enough of a sampling, and it didn't do that much for me. 5 things before I get out of here, folks. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. You can go over there and have yourselves a truly Jersey Mike-tastic rest of your life, because I was really hoping that it would be a similar situation to Jersey Mike's, where, you know, I was really kind of floored and really, you know, appreciated having a new sub offering to experience, and it just didn't quite happen today. But Jersey Mike's, which is closer to me, yeah, they did that. Final 2 things, folks. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in your world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated, but we can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You try not to be an asshole. It's not always the easiest thing to do in the world, folks. In fact, somebody working at Firehouse Subs might see this video and feel like I'm being an asshole to Firehouse Subs. And if that's the case, I apologize. Or maybe you're just a big fan of Firehouse Subs. That's perfectly all right. I'm not trying to shit on them or anything. I'm just sharing my experience with you. But if you do feel I'm being an asshole, take a step back. I'm going to mitigate the level of assholishness in my life, hopefully do better for myself and for those around me in the future. Very final thing, folks. Do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe you're going to go out to Jersey Mike's Sub. Oh, I drank it all. Maybe you're going to go out to Jersey Mike's Sub, as I have done here today. And maybe, unlike me, you're really going to like it. Maybe it's going to be a fantastic situation for you. You're really going to love it. You're going to hit me up in the comments, Brandon, you don't know what you're talking about. It's blah, 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 blah. And maybe I'll go over there and I'll take that information. I'll be like, you know what? Maybe I need to reassess things. I'm going to go on a spiritual journey. I'm going to go to, it's going to be meditating. I'm going to go to a top of a mountain. Be a little bit of a eat, pray, love kind of thing, but without Sandra Bullock, which, let's be honest, that just means it's going to be way worse if I'm the one leading the way. It might be funnier. I do think I'm probably funnier than Sandra Bullock, but she doesn't do... Is it Sandra Bullock? No. Who's the girl who did Erin Brockovich? That's not Sandra Bullock. I've messed up this whole thing. But whatever, I can't think of her name. Oh, no. Sandra Bullock's the one lady from Demolition Man. You know what? Do that instead. Go watch Demolition Man. Bye.